exceed 750,000. The director of the WHO urged countries to suppress in order to break chains of transmission and to bring the pandemic under control. He urged governments to proceed with caution.
Yeah, that's suppress.
Countries like France, Germany,
you know what that means, suppression.
Korea, Spain, Italy and the United Kingdom had major outbreaks of the virus.
No, we didn't. You lying
motherfucker.
motherfucker.
Were able to suppress it.
He's one of them who's been running the show,
using all the tools at their disposal,
pushing the propaganda lies and bullshit. Spike, shove your fucking spike. You weren't putting on a fucking spike. Put your bastard ass.
Under stay-at-home notifications as clusters of cases were identified. We all
no, they haven't been identified. You're lying, fuck.
But we also need to ensure that students, staff and faculty are safe.
Why haven't you fucking got it?
Adequate control of
why aren't you dropping fucking dead of COVID?
My message
every fucker else is, but these people who are pushing the propaganda, none of them are getting ill. Find that odd.
The virus.
The message there from the head of the World Health Organization.
And children I've spoken to are very excited about it. They are anxious, as are others. But getting back to school is really important because school's not just a place of formal education, it's also a place where children socialise and see their friends and also access supports like school meals and mental health supports. And it's also a place where schools can kind of check in with children and young people and make sure that they're safe. So the work over this week and the coming weeks and months to support children's mental health.
It's like they've all been given the same script, isn't it? Make sure that they're safe. Make sure that they're safe.
Into learning in a formal way within schools.
Well, they've been safe all through the 5-6 months while they've been off fucking school, whatever it is, isn't it?
Distancing is fairly voluntary. Face coverings is where possible.
Well, you're safe at home. You don't get fuck all, and that what happens to you. Because there is no bogeyman virus, but you're not safe at fucking school.
Pediatrics and child health has been studying this very carefully.
You think you'd be less safe at home and more safe at school, wouldn't you?
Low spreading rates amongst children. We can make sure that there are proper mitigations in place, but the going back to school is absolutely the right thing to do. Again, as you've said, balancing the
should never come out of fucking school
being closed with the low risk of spreading amongst children. We do have the right things in place.
What a fucking joke it's all been.
We have to make sure that we continue with the suppression in the community, all the hard work that everyone's been doing to keep this virus suppressed, and mitigation measures within schools, so additional
fucking hell he's doing as he's told, any. Keep this virus suppressed.
Teachers
oh yeah, I forgot wearing a mask keeps it suppressed, doesn't it? Keeping 2 metres keeps it suppressed. 1.9 can raise it a bit, but 2 metres keeps it suppressed.
Working really hard together. But what's important is that we invest right now in our schools to make sure that we address.
They make me sick, these sort of people who come on news. He's just another fucking bozo.
Because what the UN has said is that the
Education Secretary.
Become a generational crisis.
He's either had his scripts,
significant. So we need to focus
or is another brain dead fuck.
Making the return to school work.
One of them.
Needs additional support for children with this transition, and additional support for teachers, more teachers, making sure that we get this right.
I'm just picking up on one thing that you said. You said a couple of times low risk of spread among children, but one thing that's concerning some observers right now is that there seems to be a division between younger children where that
only fucking spread you'll see in a school is if they get the fucking bread out and a tub of fucking margarine.
More effort to separate out primary school kids from secondary school kids in terms of the protocols around distancing and face coverings.
Well, the Royal College of Paediatrics and Child Health said that while the physiology, the risk may be different between younger children and older children are more able to regulate their behaviour.
What the fuck's the logo all about? So bravery, respect, fucking love.
Very, very low. Because we know
fucking hell, all that fucking shit's gone. We don't even live in a society with all that anymore. Love.
The Royal College of Paediatrics and
the government are stopping all that.
The risk for all children is quite low if we keep these mitigations in place.
Walking around everywhere at 2 metres fucking put an end to fucking all your hugging and love and caring, didn't it?
And so we've got all of the cleaning.
And they've got the fucking nerve put that on fucking TV.
Some physical distancing where it's appropriate. So I'm absolutely confident that the measures that are in place at the moment are the right measures. And
don't need no measures. Don't need no fucking measures.
All of us in the community need to make sure that we keep this virus
suppressed. Listen to him, keep this virus suppressed.
Then there are risks to schools, and so we all have to play our part. But within schools, I think the guidance...
Oh, don't forget, yeah. Oh, yeah, he's been given the script, without a doubt. We'll have to play our part. I've been hearing this on fucking pre-recorded messages in fucking shops. We're in it together. Don't forget, folks, we're in it together. I'm not fucking in it with all you bozo dickheads. I don't want fuck all to do with any of you.
Although the Education Secretary Gavin Williamson insists it is fundamentally fair, the former Chief Inspector of Ofsted, Sir Michael Wilshaw, explained what lessons can be learned from Scotland.
I think the mistakes are about not getting the balance right between the judgment of a...
You know, these people piss me off how they all get called sirs, don't it? What makes some fucker any better than any fucker else to have a fucking sir? When you meet this cunt, you should get down on one knee, should you? Because he's a fucking sir. No fucker sir on this earth above any fucker else. Shove your fucking sir.
Even in schools with a history of poor performance, there will be youngsters there who have worked very hard, youngsters who are very bright, who would have done well in that school, albeit with a school in difficulties.
Sir Michael Wilshaw, well, let's get more on this from our political correspondent, Jonathan Blake in Westminster. Quite the political test for government.
It certainly is, given what happened in Scotland and the outcry over the reallocation of exam grades there. The government will be watching nervously and waiting for A-level results to be released in England.
Another cunt chose the dark side, is he? He's a new guy. I don't know if I haven't seen this guy. Isn't it funny? Us Brits say we're supposed to know who these people are because they're all fucking working within government, supposed to be working for the people. You don't know who the fuck's in government. Never seen this fucking guy in my life.
Initial assessment of teachers as to that student's individual performance, and then recalibrated and standardised across the board. And that is the bit which caused the problem in Scotland, causing Nicola Sturgeon, the First Minister, to come out yesterday and say that they got it wrong and they're going to have another look at them.
They got it wrong.
Secretary in Scotland, John Swift,
no, they got it right. They went along with the game. They've gone along with the game, the whole plan.
Grades will be reassessed. I think it's fair to assume there'll be more of an emphasis on the work put in by individual students and their teachers' assessment of the grade they are likely to get. But getting exam results is always a nervous and anxious time, even more so this year.
They'll be saying they got it wrong over that fucking bomb what's just gone off.
Results, and as you suggested,
No, they got it fucking right. Something like that doesn't just happen, does it?
To keep places open for students if they appeal their results, and they're likely to change.
No, it was an accident. Turned out to be an accident.
Problem this morning over test and trace.
Yes, the test and trace system in England is changing. It was promised by the Prime Minister to be world-beating, in place by the beginning of June.
No one's interested, mate.
About an army of contact tracers.
That is unless you're fucking brain-dead zombie dickhead.
This year, and there was, of course, talk about the app, which we would all be encouraged to download onto our smartphones to help get in touch with people we've been in close.
Don't even own a phone. What'll take an app?
Positive for coronavirus. Well, the app never really happened because it didn't work properly. That army of contact tracers is being reduced from 18,000 down to 12,000, and many of the staff are being redeployed because the government is shifting its focus from...
Oh yeah, they'll keep hyping it up. They'll keep pushing it. They'll get this fucking track and trace running one way or another. All part of the plan.
Trying to make contact with people by telephone to a more locally focused way of doing things, where a lot of the resources will be reallocated to local health authorities and public health
shame for
individual areas of
all those in big fucking major jobs that they'll be forced because they won't be able to have a fucking job if they don't accept the track and trace.
Running in places already are having more.
That's how they've got them all by the balls.
Tracking down members or contacts of people who've tested positive for coronavirus. And this morning the Health Minister, Edward Arger, has defended the system in the face of criticism from Labour.
Funny, innit? You've got to be tested to see if you've got a coronavirus. Well, if there's coronavirus, a true coronavirus, we'd be seeing the evidence, won't we? Wouldn't everyone be dropping dead and all that around you? Dropping like flies. Who have you seen dropping like flies, folks? Who have you seen fucking keeling over in front of you when you've been shopping? No fucker. You're seeing no evidence. Oh, but the only way we can tell if this coronavirus exists is by fucking testing you.
Dido Harding has said this was a planned.
So you walk in there, fuck all up with you, and you've got to get a test to find out if you've got some fucking virus.
Those say that Selco, the company running the test,
A true virus, we would see the evidence. People would be dropping like flies.
at the end of this month.
You wouldn't need a fucking test to fucking prove that.
British and French ministers will hold talks in Paris today to discuss how to reduce the number of people
Would you?
crossing the English Channel.
That's fucking another common logic sense of
Thursday,
thinking.
More than 600 people have been intercepted making that journey. Our correspondent
Amazing how this fucking virus makes people exempt, doesn't it? Different buildings and shops.
On the agenda
My local
exactly
paper
between
shop
the British and the French today.
says, please don't make us ask you, put a mask on.
Well, just as the Immigration Compliance Minister, Chris...
And I mentioned to him, because he's got a new little pub opened up next door, I said, you know what, as I'm speaking to you, right now, shopkeeper, paper shop, I said, there's 30 people next door, drinking fucking beer all in there, close together, no mask, no nothing. I said, can you see the logic? He said, yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. Doesn't make sense, does it? I said, no, it wouldn't make sense, because it's all fucking fake. You've got to have a mask to go get a fucking newspaper. You could be the only one in there. And next door there's 30 people drinking beer. You know what I mean? Where is the logic? Why can't people see the common sense of the logic to do with all of this? The simplicity to see what doesn't make sense, and yet people just can't see it.
Britain and France both believe that these crossings must come to an end because of the dangers involved crossing the busiest...
Decided to put this on news, have they now, about illegal immigrants coming, seeing as Nigel Farage has been exposing it. Don't want to look like a bunch of cunts, do they? So they've started talking about it.
Who's an actor living in the UK with refugee status, and he came here a couple of years ago in a lorry.
They'll all get refugee status.
Refugee rights,
They'll send no fucker home.
Barrett, thanks so much for joining us.
Fucking
I think
cleaning
it was
us out with
useful that
foreigners.
You gave us an insight into the mindset of those making these perilous journeys. So, can you tell us a little about your own journey to the UK?
My own journey, I left Syria at the end of 2014. I head to Turkey, and from Turkey I was on one of these things.
You know, one of them darts what you dart animals with.
The agency.
One of them will do job.
From refugee point of view.
Aim it at the fucking dinghy. Job's a good one.
We are not going on adventure. We're escaping war zones, so the sea is safer.
I'll come and wait for fuck all. Never mind, we can handle do a year free of fucking charge. I will.
We're not going after financial support, and that's totally not true. I think the question should be why these people leaving homes.
Put me on a fucking ship with a fucking darted gun.
Unless they lost all.
I'll sort that shit out.
International community.
So, something that is sometimes said about refugees appearing on British shores is that they are economic migrants.
That's totally not true. First of all, over 80% of asylum seekers and refugees, they stay in neighboring countries, in Turkey, in Jordan, and Lebanon, even they go to Egypt. And if they were after...
I've been told there's an hotel just about 6 miles away from me, full with migrants. But the people won't know it. The town that they're in. No one will know they're there.
Especially mainly for 3 reasons. Speaking the language, because if you speak English,
Government just shipping them in.
Faster than learning a new language will take you at least a year.
Like Farage says, they're getting out fucking 10 or 15 miles to them. More or less fucking guiding them in. Yeah, come aboard our fucking ship. We'll take you in. Give you everything you want, all your fucking money. Get you in house. You don't have to wait, we'll just pay you. We've got his own fucking people in this country fucking sleeping rough, even war veterans on the fucking street. Oh, but these fucking fuckers come over on a fucking boat, get fucking everything thrown at them. Priorities in this country are fucking upside down. You wonder why people are fucking livid. You know people. One reason why people voted out with the Brexit. The main reason. A lot of people are in denial about this, but I know it's fucking true. and those who know it's true. It was because of immigration. That was the main fucking topic, what people wanted to get to an end. Immigration. Why people voted out. 3 years on and this shit's still going on. They're still coming across border. Government not giving two rats asses, creeping them in back fucking door. Why? 3 years on and it's still going on.
How you want me to stay in France?
And all they can do when they come on telly is say, yeah, we're having meetings, we're trying to sort the problem out. Well, you've had 3 years since we voted out for fucking sort the problem out. Fuck all's happened. What does that tell you? 4,000 migrants have crossed the channel this year. That's 4,000 more in the UK.
Obviously, over the last few days, you'll have been seeing on your television screen the picture.
4,000 more barbaric crimes happening in the UK. People don't think about this, what happens. It's not just these people coming here. They're coming from places where laws are very different than UK laws. While there's no holds barred, they'll get away with fuck. These people don't give a fuck about slashing someone's throat.
From MPs saying these are invading migrants,
rape,
using that language. What do you feel
crime
about the situation right now?
I think the whole, like, Europe,
fucking
the English government and the French
towns are becoming, streets are becoming no-go zones in this fucking country.
Wrongly, because the situation with Calais specifically is not something happening.
These people will never adjust to British values.
And they
just like the same vice versa.
To stop these people from arriving to the English coast.
Yeah, we're being lied to by his own government, trying to say that they'll adjust and we'll become a multicultural society.
What's happening in Syria? What's happening in Iran? What's happening in Iraq? The situation in Iraq since 2003. And what we're doing to solve the problem. The problem is not building. You can't solve it with more security.
He needs to consider. Boris Johnson needs to consider UK immigration laws. Needs to consider it. Fuck me. Is that all? Just consider it. Don't take too long, Boris, will you?
Like they're saying, they are afraid and they care about these people and these dinghies. When you see footages of how the Greek Coast Guard are trying to sink the dinghies in the Aegean Sea to stop them from arriving to Greece, so they don't care about the people. They don't want them to arrive, even if they have to sink them in the sea.
We're going to have to leave it.
Every fucker's been on lockdown. You can't even walk in a fucking shop without a mask on. But these fuckers, they're allowed to come in the fucking country on a fucking boat with all sorts of fucking viruses. AIDS victims probably. You don't fucking know, do you? You wonder why we've got more fucking shit going on, viruses and bugs and shit going on when you got all foreigners piling in. What are they bringing with them?
President Trump has praised the actions of his Secret Service after an armed man was shot close to the White House. Mr. Trump, who was holding a press conference at the time of the incident, was swiftly ushered away from the podium by a security agent. Our North America correspondent David Willis reports.
The NASDAQ and
quickly ushered away.
And the Dow
I think if someone was lurking about with a gun, I don't think you need a security agent to usher you away, would you? You'd be fucking scarping away yourself.
The president.
Oh. What? Madman outside with a gun. Oh, alright. Go on then, take me down to the bunker.
9 minutes later, he and his team returned to the briefing room, the president telling reporters, this time with
walks as though he's walking to fucking gallows, doesn't he?
The situation was under control.
So thank you very much. There was a shooting. It was law enforcement shot someone, seems to be the suspect, and the suspect is now on the way to the hospital. I can't tell you the condition of the suspect. There was nobody else injured. There was no other law enforcement injured.
And the U.S. Secret Service later confirmed what they called an officer-involved shooting, giving as the address the Eisenhower Executive Office Building, which is next door to the White House. Adding in a second tweet that a male suspect had been taken.
You don't know whether to believe any of this, do you? They lie that much and lie through the fucking ass. You don't know what stories fucking rate. What they're flooding the news with fucking bullshit.
Sealed off for a while. The local fire department said later that the suspect had sustained
all that for one man.
Possibly life-threatening.
All that there for one fucking man.
It remains unclear
Let's make a big fucking scene about it, eh?
The individual in question had a history of mental illness.
Oh, they've all, oh, way up. An history of mental illness. They've all got mental illness, haven't they? So there was that shit then. Must have been bullshit, that.
President Putin of Russia.
They've all got mental fucking illnesses. Every fucker who goes out with a lone gunman, mental illnesses.
Developed by Moscow's Gamaleya, sorry, I'm mispronouncing that, Gamaleya Institute, has received regulatory...
He'll come out in a day or so. He was known to him as a suspect.
Ministry. A Russian-produced vaccine has regulatory...
He was on the terrorist list.
In Moscow. Now let's get all the sport. Here is Kat. Hi, Carrie. Good morning.
Well, what'll do. I'm not into sport. I can't give a shit about sport.
Tonight, a big one